Aloha! Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to my EU server garage as we prepare for the third day, the third stage of the third Prove Your Skill PYS tournament here on the EU server. 3 of 4. We are almost done. At the end of today, we'll be 75% of the way through the qualifying stages for the 2021 Autumn Season Blitz Cup and World of Tanks Blitz. So this is we're getting into some pretty key territory for a lot of clans, a lot of teams, a lot of players. I'm just checking the stream. Looks good, which is nice. And yeah, it's looking good. Everything is good so far. We're running behind schedule. We're on time for the matches, but I'm behind schedule for my own sensibilities. We've had a pretty long working day. I hope you understand. Anyway, we've got Midal here, we've got Zero on Blitz, we've got Spitfires. It's good, and we're running a poll at the moment. 12 people have voted. At the moment, EG currently edging out Imo and Vale. No one's picking Wreckham. Apologies to HSOP and the other team that is in Group 3, whose name escapes me at this particular moment in time. I'm currently wearing a shirt that describes how I feel. So we'll just push forward with that. Zero on Blitz is hearing the garage. It's hearing the garage sounds. It's good. Yeah, there's a 3-minute delay. There is a 3-minute delay on the stream. We are starting in Group 3. I think we're starting with the Wreckham game, which promises to be pretty exciting. So let's just go to the chart. We're in the third stage. We're following Group 3. Yeah, Chai's Raiders. CHRD. We've seen play before already, actually, on the stream. So this is actually like all of the groups in the EU server, are pretty tough. And Group 1, it's Loka, Jones, A1N1, Vale. The kind of big hitters. Group 2, BPS and Raid, Appa and Sparta. And then Group 3, of course, we've got Vale. Looks like this is Vale's top team as well. In Group 3. Okay, they look pretty balanced. I think this is Vale's. I think we're following Vale's top team. But of course, HSOP also no slouches. Endgame. And actually, for anyone that was wondering, because the last EU stream we did was the third stage of PYS 2, and Endgame went out in pretty spectacular fashion, getting clean sweeped against them, coming out 4th in their group. And that was because apparently it wasn't that there were no-shows, it's that they played with 6. And we're now at quite a good stage where even a team that's as good as Endgame, if they turn up with 6, are really going to struggle to put any points on the board. Which is encouraging. It speaks a lot for the talent of the other teams midfield at the moment. Now the invite's coming through any minute now, so I'm going to keep my finger on the trigger. We are starting off with Wreckham versus Chai's Raiders. Wreckham going into this one, I think, as the favourites. With a pretty solid roster, truth be told. Of course, Chai's Raiders, also no slouches. We've seen some really nice aggressive play from them in the last EU PYS stream. So, and it is a single elimination best of 5. So anything can happen. Anything can happen. Aha! Hate on Blitz from the Troll team is here. Black Baron 1944. Yusuf Draws also here. Superb, superb, superb. We're getting all the right people in the house. We're just waiting for that invite. Who wins, APA or Raid? It is a good question. Raid currently lead APA in the leaderboards. That's the tournament room. We're just going to pop in, ready up, give the team some privacy. Because there's a 3-minute delay, I don't want to put anything up. So what we can do is we can just hop over to our little... God, I hope this works. It does work. Amazing. This is the leaderboard at present. Look at that. I've even zoomed in. So it's bigger for your screens. Yeah, Loca, BPS, and Endgame are the teams that have got buys, and pretty much every third stage based on their win rate, the calculated win rate, which in this season is being done with global tier 10 average of the top 7 players, or the top 7 tier 10 average win rates. They're getting buys, so they're almost automatically going to make it into the top 8 because they're coming 4th every time. And the EU server is kind of in this weird spot. It's not as crowded as this. I had a look at the CIS leaderboard. That is wild. There are huge teams, just because there's like 7 or 8 groups in each third stage. So teams are needing to come top or second in every single PYS in order to qualify for the top 8. It is super competitive over on CIS. Asia and North America, we're seeing one group. I think it's one group, or 2 groups maybe. For Asia's definitely one. North America might be 1 or 2 groups in the third stage, and the EU we're at 3 groups for the third stage. So there's quite a lot. There's quite a lot, but this is the leaderboard at the moment. No real surprises in the top 8. I have to say, like, all of the teams here are pretty solid. And there's not a lot of separation. I mean, the top of the leaderboard is 30,000 cups, and the bottom is 28,000. So teams like Sparta, Reckham, A1N1, even Reti and Repi are in with a shot. I think at the end of PYS 3. I don't know. I don't see, unless HSOP and Chise Raiders have an exceptionally good run tonight, and in PYS 4 I'm not really seeing these teams making it through into the top 8, but the prizes are good even in the middle echelon, like for the next stage. It's definitely worth Wargaming to set it up. It's worth players participating in the tournaments, which is good, which is nice to see. So let's hop on back now to the room. Best of 5, first team to 3 victories will take the series. We are starting off the proceedings this evening with Reckham versus Chise Raiders. Reckham are, well, Chise Raiders are top of the lower echelon. Reckham are sort of near the top of the middle echelon. So Reckham have got the better track record, they're the favourites on paper, and certainly Reckham, they need to win this one. They need to do well in this tournament run, in this PYS series, in order to have a solid chance of making it into the top 8 overall. So this is a pretty key moment for them as a team. Naval Frontier is the first map. I'm just going to bring up a briefing for that one, such that we can have a look at it in between, well, after the first game, but before the second game. And I'm using my indoor voice because the baby is upstairs sleeping. If I wake up the baby, this will be the shortest stream that we've ever done. So we will use our very small voice for this. Now, endgame. 55% Immor, 25% Vale, 15% Reckham, 5%. There is definitely a firm favour for Endgame to take this one, which I think is very, very much likely to happen. If they bring all 7, they are the strongest team by a country mile. We're going in the Naval Frontier. Best of luck to both teams, and as always, let me know how the volume is. It looks good, but you know, we only know so much. Chise Raiders versus Reckham. We might get into the game. before it starts. Mohammed Hamuri, good to see you, my man. Good to see you. Slate 8, thank you for confirming NA's one group for the third stage. Yeah, that really puts the pressure on. That really puts the pressure on some teams, but takes the pressure off others. If you can make it through to the third stage reliably, well, golden. I'm waiting. I think we're going to come in at about 6:30 by the looks of it. I don't know why this is taking so long. This is ridiculous. Let's take a look here. We've missed so much of the action. Thanks, Wargaming. Chai's Raiders, red team, North Spawn up against Wreckham, blue team, South Spawn. We have missed a ton of action. We have missed Chai's Raiders taking the cap lead with an early cap on C. We missed the gutsy B cap by Milu Tintin and Silvani from Wreckham. Wreckham running a very interesting lineup. Double 50Bs, IS4, IS7, triple Yo. Chai's Raiders with Flames Flood in an E100 who is bleeding hit points all over the battlefield. And even Black Dragon is looking pretty low. Chai's Raiders running a triple Yo, Pitbull, Vickers, IS7, E100. Chai's Raiders are the much more mobile force. They're counter capping B, which is huge, but they are about to lose. They have lost their first gun, and it is Milu Tintin in the IS7, and Wreckham are taking a decisive push, isolating the Black Dragon, and there's some low rolls there, and I think Fontard and Killing Wheel 152 will make the kill, and G's getting a shot off into Pigeon Little C, and it is a huge 3-gun advantage for Wreckham. They have lost the B cap, and the Yo IS7 Vickers and Pigeon Little C are going to be making their way out, but Pigeon Little C is now trapped and is about to get overrun, and G's will get a huge roll in, and this one is Wreckham's game by a country mile, and Mike Parisian coming out sideways in front of the whole of Wreckham's team, and Wreckham are having an absolute field day. They're dominating, just absolutely dominating this game. Decisive push on the isolated elements from Chai's Raiders, just kind of out Chai's spawn past the A cap, and it is a comfortable win. It's going to be a 2-to-1 hit point, damage inflicted in the favor of Wreckham, and that is a very, very strong start for Wreckham in this one, and it is, even more than a 2-to-1 hit point, and they only lose a 50B, and that was probably only because they got a little bit of the bloodlust towards the end. Towards the end, and I think that was superb. Let's see if we can't free up some memory and some disk space. Come on. We did some updates. It's punished. Thank you, Zero. On WoT Blitz. Well played, Fontard, in the last game. Let's just hop into. We missed the first 30 seconds, which were actually pretty key. And it's either my hardware or the game. Probably a combination of both. But yeah, nice double cap initially by Wreckham, but they pushed in decisively, took out the E100 and the Yo here, and then just kind of kept pushing back round. Chai's Raiders made a bit of a mistake, splitting their forces, kind of trying to counter cap B, looking for control over this area. Chai's Raiders let themselves get into separated, isolated positions. Wreckham realized they had that opportunity and seized it, which was really great play by Wreckham. Chai's Raiders not giving Wreckham as much recognition and sort of caution as they might deserve, and Wreckham punishing them for it. Chai's Raiders now changing up, going for a quintuple Yo IS7 Vickers. They're dropping that pattern. The Wreckham team taking some pretty interesting combination of tanks. right here. Wreckham bringing a Mouse, 57 Triple UI, 7 Vickers, both teams with a mobile element. Chai's Raiders, very homogenous. Let's have a look. All of Chai's Raiders using the using the triple shot. Yo, jeez. Has asked for my hand in marriage, and that is a very touching offer. But I am already betrothed to my fiancée. So, sorry, you've been pipped to the post, my friend. But who knows? Who knows what the future holds? And Wreckham, blue team, no spawn. Chai's Raiders, red team, south spawn. Chai's Raiders also running well. They've got 2 Yos, 3 shot, and then we've got Killian. Killian 52 in a double shot Yo, which I don't necessarily think is a great choice. And we're going to see a cap lead, gutsy cap lead, as new N3 here does a great cap on B, and there are shots coming in. Is it Silvani who is getting a couple of resets on A? He's been spotted. Coke Love Snow will bounce the back of Silvani. And he gets away. It's a solid hit point lead, actually, for Wreckham. Only the Mouse has bled, and I mean, that's pretty much what the Mouse is ever. Can we just take a minute, Sevagot, to talk about how good-looking Sevagot's Mouse is? Because not only has he got the Deep Scar camo, which is animated, he's also got the emoji light on it. And that is, well, that makes me very happy. Chai's Raiders, red team, a B cap, carving up a cap lead with a hit point deficit. It's currently 1-0 to Wreckham. A win for Wreckham here would put them on match point in this best of 5 series. Now Wreckham, they need to push in, they need to deal with them somewhere. We can see, oh, Might. It's Might giving his rear profile to there. That's not the smartest move I've ever seen. And the hit points now 1500 in the favor of Wreckham. Wreckham just rotating Silvani around the back. We've got G's in Milou, IS7 Yo stacked under the Chai's Raider spawn kind of TD area. And we're seeing the Mouse and T57 rotating. Fonpard looking for B. Silvani now pushing in. We're going to see Wreckham potentially pushing from 4, maybe 5 different locations. Speed boosts are going. Milou's making the play. Fonpard's gone into B. Killian, this is, look at the timing on this is beautiful. Chai's Raiders don't know where to push. And B is getting flipped. N3, Mouse has done the flanking. Silvani now in the Vickers pushing into N3. We're seeing, but there goes Pigeon Little C. Chai's Raiders now a gun down. The caps are still in the favor of Chai's Raiders. The guns and hit points, Wreckham are kind of bleeding a little bit now. Wreckham with their very gutsy multi-flank push are bleeding. Down goes N3. It's a 2-gun advantage. Wreckham, Killian potentially going down. G's is down. Killian surely not long for this world. Milou will take down Blitz Chungus. And Wreckham just sweeping through. It's a 5-on-4, 2 cap points to 1. Milou Tintin potentially going down here. Black Dragon, no, it's a low roll, he doesn't get it. Might on a drum reload. We're balancing on a knife edge here. Coke Love Snow going for B. Fonpard going in. Black Dragon down. It's a 5-on-3. Hit points in the favor of Wreckham. Ooh, there goes down Milou Tintin. 4-on-3. Wreckham currently on top. Chai's Raiders have got options. But if Coke Love Snow goes down, they will be out of options. And this one is going to Wreckham. Great play by Fonpard. And ready to loose. Lucy will just loose off the entire clip into Might, and maybe he'll get the kill. Oh, no, he won't. But Wreckham with a... I mean, it was much closer. Chai's Raiders had a good defensive network. And I think if Chai's Raiders, their mistake in this particular match, their mistake was in holding position versus a multi-flank push. Because what Wreckham did is they had a Yo coming in here, they had a Yo and an IS7 coming in here, they had a Yo capping here, they had one tank pushing here, another tank push. They kind of came in from every single possible route. And if Chai's Raiders had like swooped in on any particular element of that, if they put themselves in a position to be more reactive, they might have been able to kind of win out by using the great like DPM focus fire of the Yo. But they didn't use that. They kind of held, split their focus fire, were engaging different targets, whereas Wreckham were kind of, even though they were pushing from multiple flanks, if you watch it back, they were focusing 1 or 2 targets at a time. They were concentrating their DPM, maximizing their team's effective DPM while shutting down the guns of the enemy, also flipping the cap in the process. And I think that's the drawback of the kind of this very heavy, like overly Yo-ly, too much Yo. If you use the Yo DPM correctly, like your team can take out 1 or 2 enemy vehicles in like 3 or 4 seconds, every 20 seconds. But Chai's Raiders didn't have the discipline of fire. They weren't moving to engage the same target. They were just kind of shooting what was presented in front of them, and it led to this very asymmetrical distribution of damage that massively favored Wreckham. And Wreckham, the timing, the kind of the rotation and the timing on that push was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. But of course, this is now match point to Wreckham. We're going into Middelburg. And I'll be very interested to see what Wreckham are able to pull off here. Wreckham taking quadruple Yo Mouse T22 Vickers. Chai's Raiders, Kranwagen IS-7 E100 quadruple Yo. Chai's Raiders have an advantage in the city, potentially. Wreckham might suffer here with the medium and light, whilst Chai's Raiders have brought no mediums or lights to the party. They have an auto win on the C-cap. Like they can send just the Vickers to the C-cap and be quite. Maybe we'll get in before the game starts. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? I'd quite like to be in the game. That'd be nice. I'd enjoy it. You know my ping's really good. My computer's really. I'm streaming. And we missed the first. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. This is just insane. And Wreckham are going super aggressive, and they've done. We've missed the key bit here, but Silvani's in trouble, and he is down, and that's a great push by Chai's Raiders. They barreled straight through for B. They didn't go for A. They've taken down the Vickers, and I can see what Wreckham were trying to do, like get spots in, maybe quick cap B with the Vickers, and then run up. Whilst Wreckham could then focus on C, but what is actually transpired is not so good for them, because let's see what has actually transpired is that Wreckham are now a cap and a gun down and are on 3,000 hit points less, and Chai's Raiders, with their heavy meta, may very well have edged out Wreckham in this one and will be denying them match point on the first run on Middelburg, because I don't see how Wreckham can turn this one round. Blitz Chungus is in a key role. The Kranwagen's actually very happy here, and he's going to push, and he'll take one shot into Milu. We can see Wreckham, they've got it's ready to loose and Rottenhein's Troll on the far side from where we are, and we've got 4 guns stacked here, and it looks like there's going to be an aggressive play into Jordan Blitz Chungus, and Chai's Raiders responding with 2 on. There's a numerical advantage now, and Chai's Raiders are still holding on to the cap lead. Wreckham have tried to be decisive. Sevagot and Milu Tintin are pushing in aggressively. Milu misses the shot on N3. It's all happening. It's all happening. Oh my god. Fonpard's low. Just loosing off shots from cover here. Down goes Sevagot. Caps are really in the favor of Chai's Raiders, and the hit points also in the favor. Although Flames flood down, but I think they're suffering. I really think they're suffering. Wreckham, that gamble on the Vickers just hurt them so much. They were already on a hit point deficit. Now Fonpard, it's a 4-on-4. Potentially Potentially, G's is down. It's now a 4-on-3. It ain't over though. Ready to Loose can cap B. Fonpod not penning. Oh, Black Dragon has just made an absolutely game-changing play. Huge hit from the mouse HE roll into Black Dragon, and Black Dragon is going to come around full HP and is just going to heat spam Fonpod down. And Fonpod really unlucky to bounce that. Ready to Loose down. It's now this one's Chai's Raiders game. Heinz Troll full HP, and B will get counter capped. And it's closer than it should have been. But it is going to be a cap win. It is going to be a cap win for Chai's Raiders, as Might Parisian takes the team to victory with a quick B recap. And we missed critical moments. We missed a critical moment of Reckham's Vickers being caught in such an unfortunate position. Really, really unfortunate position, I would say, actually. That was pretty bad. Pretty bad indeed. Well, now it is still match point to Wreckham. We're going back into Middleburg. We're going to flip the spawns. Wreckham now will play from the south. Chai's Raiders will play from the north. Nick Parker asks if the Polish line will be used competitively. It depends. It depends on the final stats and kind of general performance and characteristics of the Polish line. The Wargaming recently posted like a survey or some leaks about like some new consumables for the Polish line, which, okay, like the shell velocity one and some of like the speed boosting things could be okay if they're balanced right, but there is one about like changing basically increasing the alpha and shifting the damage variation from like 75 to like 100 and something to like 105 to like 120, but for 20 seconds. It's just mental. Like I can't even go into it. Like sometimes Wargaming put in consumables or ideas or developments into the game which objectively, if you know anything about the game, you know that they're not going to work. So I don't know. I'm just gonna pretend it's not happening and let someone else deal with it. It's the only way I can maintain my sanity. Speaking of sanity, Wreckham will be desperately looking to avoid. Hey, look, we're in before the battle starts. It's a first. I'm so happy. This is great. Chai's Raiders red team south spawn, bringing a Vickers this time, and that man is going to be Coat Glove Snow. It's their typical medium light tank driver, and he is, well, there's a bat chat actually. There's Silvani in a bat chat, so both teams with a mixture of heavies and light tanks. Coat Glove Snow not going for the C-cap, getting a counter spot in. Oh, Sevagot getting caught short, and Black Dragon now potentially in a bit of a bind, and Chai's Raiders had tried to send like 4 heavy tanks up, and it's left them at a significant disadvantage in the city as Fonpod's now pushing. Wrong Heinz Troll bleeding. Hit points really in the favor of Wreckham. They have to work to maintain this. B is getting capped. The Batchat Musketeer is coming round, but not in front of Might. He's going to look for a different option. There's some very low Sevagot and Black Dragon, all quite low, as is Blitz Chungus. It's just a complete brawl on B. N3 getting into the back of Heinz Troll. Might Parisian going down. As the Sevagot, it's still a hit point lead to Wreckham. It's just been a complete vortex of carnage in the backfield. There's Silvani with a wonderful shot. Oh, double kill. Didn't rejoin the right person at the right time. He's on a drum reload. Wrong behind Stroll taken down by Coat Glove Snow. It was N3 and Coat Glove Snow in the back. Getting it on. It's 4-on-4. Like, the hit points though are hugely in the favour of Wreckham. And that bat chat is still on the field, which is a bit of an issue. I don't really know how Chai's Raiders can turn this round, because the bat chat is going to be able to take down and hunt the Vickers Light, and the two heavy tanks here are completely outgunned. Fonpard, G's will make the penetration, but Fonpard could be going down here to N3. G's not shielding in time. Silvani now on the drum reload. G's looking, he needs to get another shot off into Pigeon Little C. Milou does it. Silvani does take the Vickers down. Last man standing is in 3, and Wreckham have just... well, maybe not. Stranger things have happened. There's one ammo rack. Oh, no! Milou is wearing a hat. Milou Tintin is wearing... he's trying to take it off. And he's just thinking, this is the worst hat I've ever worn. He's even taking time to lament it. Oh, he's taking it off, and he'll roll for 509, sorry. And Silvani trying to climb on top. The cap sticking over for Wreckham. This is a all done and dusted. Milou will have an easy kill. There's the bat chat. The bat chat absolutely has to make it. He does. And Silvani's had a huge game. Absolutely huge game. In the bat chat. I mean, he's pushing 5k. He's got 5 kills. And he just came round the edge of that ball, loosed off a clip, got out of dodge, reloaded, rinsed and repeated. N3 similarly got into the backfield, was engaging Wrong Heinz Troll and some others, kind of free HE shots on the side and back. And Wreckham with a very solid, decisive 3-1 victory over Chai's Raiders. The first 2 battles were pretty strongly in the favour of Wreckham. Chai's Raiders, though, performing much better on Middleburg, but ultimately not enough, and they are knocked out in this best of 5 single elimination. Dare we say it? But they fought the good fight. Let's just see if the results are in. Let's see. Ooh. There are indeed some results in. We'll wait for some more to come in before we go and take a look. I believe the next game is not for quite a while. It's currently 8:23 CEST, and the next one is in, well, 26 minutes. So we got half an hour. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a game, probably in the T49, because I can't get enough. Absolutely can't get enough of the T49. And then we will drop into our replays. And we'll see what we've got. Jeez, I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. It's just not meant to be for now, I'm afraid. But, you know, it's worth asking. You know, these, you never know until you ask. And the worst thing that happens is someone says no, you know. Well, Discord is currently updating, which is wonderful. So let's just jump in. and see how badly that affects game performance. And hopefully I can show you some replays. But maybe not. Maybe I'll have to wait again 50 years before I get in. Oh, come on, this is ridiculous. Genuinely ridiculous. 30 seconds? What does he reckon? 6:30? Will we be dead before we even get in? Like Wargaming are introducing all these new consumables. I'd just quite like to be able to play the game properly. I mean, I think that would be something that they should really work on. And for sure it's not my internet connection, because I'm streaming. Controversial. Is that a tier 6? Not anymore, it's not. Oh, shoot.
Vehicle destroyed.
Should have just pushed the SU. That's a nice roll. It's not a good game by yours truly. I do think it's a bit difficult though to play 30 seconds late into a game. It's frustrating. It's frustrating because it's all at Wargaming's end. Because I know that I've got really good internet connection, and I know that I'm playing on a PC that can play much better games than Blitz. It's frustrating. It is very frustrating. Let's try that again. everyone doing their missions, eh? But maybe this is the there's just so many people on playing tournaments and doing grinding missions. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous that I'm not being let into the game early enough. 30 seconds late, consistently 30 seconds late. It is quite frankly bullshit. Because if I'm having these issues, God knows what someone else without good hardware and without good internet connections having. Although clearly it's not affecting my teammates, whatever the issue is. Maybe it's because I'm playing on a Steam version? But I've been using this version for literally years now and I've never had an issue this bad. So there's something clearly about the current update or patch or whatever it is. That is, hello Napoleon Bonaparte, good to see you. We've done a full rotation with the enemy team. What I want is the side of that ISU. Whoa, hold on, wait a minute, super chat detected. Thanks, team. Ah. I really thought that they would push up with me. Okay, let's step away from the T-49. We've clearly got the YOLOs. And let's see if maybe if we play a different tank, if we'll be allowed in into the game before it's like almost concluded. Abraham Rizzi, no, I mean, the 50 TP event is geared at like people that platoon a lot. Hey, look, I'm in. That's great. That's really good. Now, why can't we have this every game? What's so different about this game compared to the last one? You know? That's what I'd like to know. We are top tier. Ow. Now, can we bully him, or can he bully us? Because we've just taken quite a lot of hit points. And our team is all the way on the other side. I lament these teams tremendously. I don't need to see that. What I need is to get into the game before it's almost finished. Like, you know? Like, what is this? Honestly. Like, being 15 seconds out of position in a light tank is pretty bad. Now there's a Scorpion and a VT.
Enemy is hit.
up against? A T-32 and a Object 252. I don't know how much HP the 252 has left. That's the T-32 on B. So what I want to do is not this. This is bad. This is really dumb. But we're going to do it anyway. It's an unwinnable situation. It really is. The only way we can win it is if we get an HE drop on him. Nope, messed up driving. Ah. $49, 10 minutes. I like, let's just test it. Like, I really, let's see. Do we get in? How late do we get in? Really, that's the question. In the T-49. Well, we've got one RTR, which is a good clan. Okay, now we're in on time. What? Why? What is the why? That's what I want to know. Bizarre. So what we'll do here is we will play RTR are good. One RTR are good. Royal Tank Regiment. The enemy platoon would be our worst nightmare on the hill. And one RTR are not playing the hill with us, so I can't actually play there aggressively. A and the Castilla is the enemies. I have to be super passive. There's two TDs, there's the Progettos, which can dominate A, and especially me up here. I can't even go and counter cap. Huge ping spikes. Vulnerable to TDs, they can push. There's no one here to support me. I have to fall back. Standard B has been absolutely nowhere. What we'll do is we'll give ourselves a tiny bit more cover. Standard B is playing like a complete bot. He's dead. What we'll do is we'll wait for this guy to make a really dumb extension. You think, oh, I'm clear. He's gonna think, oh, I'm clear, I'm clear, I'm clear. He's also playing badly. I have to run towards where the heavies are.
Enemy armor is damaged.
Stupid, really dumb team. Really dumb team. I wish to take back all the nice things that I said about one RTR, because they played absolutely atrociously. Thank you for blocking me and rocking my shots. See, he's getting counter capped. Got no hill control. Can't get the base.
Enemy armor is damaged.
They're giving up control of the corner. There's that light tank, which is probably around here somewhere, who can clip me, probably even one-shot me.
Punched right through their armor. Enemy vehicle knocked out.
I'm dead. If you don't go and insulate me, I'm dead. I gotta run, 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 I gotta run. Or I can hold. The other Progetto's there too. Now where is he going to come from? He'll go this way. Where will I spot him? Here. I'll spot him there, and I can shoot him there. Oh, Jesus. Don't do that to me ever again. Endgame versus Reckon. Oh my god. Oh dear. I am. Like, how is... He's a good player. He's also a good player. That was just, that was just more sweaty than I would like it to have been. Let's put it out like that, shall we say. Glad to have finally shaken the T49 curse, though. That is nice. 3 minutes and 28 seconds to go. We are in the room. Oh, gee. We've turned off the boosters. Let's select a tank that will like get us in time. Maybe if we pick a Yo. No, let's pick the T1, the T110E5. The T110E5 is a good reliable tank. There you go. So we're ready. It's endgame versus Wreckham. Now endgame were 6 in a previous tournament. In the 3rd stage of the previous PYS. So I really hope that they're able to bring 7 to this one. Endgame are coming out of a bye, so they haven't even played the they haven't even played a match yet this evening. So I'm really hoping that they're going to be 7. And the first game is going to be Camp Steeler. Let's join a Camp Steeler briefing, which is the match, the map we just played on, actually, no less. There we go. And voila, we're in. They've got Walker and De Silva. Okay, we are going to have a 7. We are going to see a 7 endgame, which is good. I'm going to see if I can disconnect some things from the old Wi-Fi. Because who knows, maybe it's my device as well, causing issues. But yeah, Camp Steeler, asymmetrical map. I always talk about that. I mean, I do love it. I do love it in rotation in tournaments. I think it's really, it's just a very different map. There's just absolutely no symmetry between the two spawns whatsoever. And one of the main things I always say is like, even the way the firing lines at the TD ridges have the different options for control over the different caps that you get, even like the south spawn, the way that you can approach and control the Camp Steeler, the high ground like area is vastly different between north and south spawn. So it's one of those ones where it really depends. You're going to see very different strategies from the teams depending on whether they're playing north or the south spawn. Interesting to note, we're still not seeing any. Also, a huge shout out to Provola Dolce for €1. Hey, that's pretty good. So I'm going to end the poll now. And it was a endgame of the firm favourites to win Group 3. Endgame taking a pretty meta mix, but it's looking super mobile. There's some Vickers 50Bs. Even the super heavy German they're taking, the VK9001P, is no slouch. D50M Vickers, double 50B, Chieftain Mark 6. There's a lot happening. And Wreckham, well, we've seen Wreckham hot off their victory 3-1 over Chai's Raiders. Wreckham taking double 50B as well, but they've got a double bat chat, triple Yo. Mobility with the bat chat is in the favour of Wreckham. I'm just concerned that they're not going to be able to use those double bat chats, Wrongheinz, Troll, and Silvani effectively. And Silvani has gone for a really gutsy climb. I didn't know you could climb there actually. And they're going to go for a quick camp on B potentially if you look at the minimap. Endgame playing from the north spawn, red team from the north spawn. I'm going to make a play for A, a strong play from A, whilst the blue, and this is the thing, like south spawn, you do have quick cap option on B, and the counter for that is where Winch and Shock are going, and the question is, do they get in time for the reset? And they've dropped the speed boost, but I think the double bat chats will just, no, that's a reset. That's huge. That's absolutely huge. There is cap control and cap advantage for endgame. They are bleeding though. Winch and Shoko Shy being eviscerated. And it was a great read by Wreckham, sending the Yos to that ramp to defend their B cap. It's a gun advantage for Wreckham, and they've got a hit point, a pretty solid hit point advantage. And the caps will be, well, momentarily in the favour of endgame. Orca and Last now farming. And Wreckham have kind of ended up with their, well, Batchat and a 50B stuck. And 3 and 4. Wreckham are really not super healthy in terms of map control. In actual fact, Endgame, well, Endgame are doing really well, ready to loose now, having to make a bit of a really unfortunate decision. B's going to get countercapped by Anya Shy. Looks like less abs is having to fall back on the drum reload, ready to loose in the 50B, hoping for a drum reload. Shocko Shy coming back. Caroline in the Mark 6 down. It's 2 guns down apiece. Hit points in the favor of Endgame. Well, they were in the favor of Endgame. Caps will be in the favor of Endgame. Endgame, so much happened on that B cap. An absolute swing of fortunes. Killian pushing forwards, getting deep, getting behind, getting a HE shot from Toby with less abs, and they're pushing onto Orca. They're absolutely chasing down Orca, who will got off a shot. And I think the VK Anya Shy is going to be a huge player here, using that deep hit point pool. High roll into Killian. Less abs, looking for shots off Anya, shielding Shocko and Orca D50M. Key mobility, and he gets a good roll into Silvani in the Batchat 25T. And that's huge. That is huge. Endgame shutting down both light tanks gives them a phenomenal advantage in terms of mobility. And Killian goes down an Endgame to flip this back on its head, as Wreckham ending up putting themselves in a pincer on the 2 approaches to B. And the last man standing is the 50B, and he's not. If he'd managed to kill Orca there, it could have been doable. But now he's in a very disadvantageous position. He doesn't have the DPM. He's getting flanked by Orca. Does Orca know he's on the drum reload? Can Orca climb? Orca's not going to give himself the... Anya Shy, though, coming around. Huge HE roll. And Orca with a love tap to finish off the 50B. Endgame with a sterling performance. Very aggressive play by both teams, both the double Batchat cap from Wreckham on B and the super aggressive response from Endgame to push them off B, and then the super aggressive response from Wreckham to Endgame's response. There was just a lot of punch, counter punch breaking down over the B cap, and it was beautiful to see. Now, readying up, we're going back into Camp Steeler. Endgame will be playing from the south spawn this time. Wreckham playing from the north. And we're seeing Endgame using, well, Anya Shy has dropped the VK into the 50B, Winch into the 50B, Shocko into the 113, Toby and Orca, well, Toby and Caroline into the IS-7s, Orca's in it. Great to see Orca playing. Orca's in the VZ-113 as well, and there's last AFK in a Vickers. Both teams opting for 1 light tank. Wrong Heinz Troll. This is a controversial decision. There's a specific position where the FV217 Badger is going. There's a very specific... Wreckham have got a niche tank in a niche role, and I'm keen to see where that goes. Wreckham, dicing around with the 7th man. No Yos for Endgame, 3 Yos for Wreckham. Endgame, red team south spawn, Wreckham, blue team north spawn. And overall, it's looking like Endgame are going for an AC strat. No attention going... No, it's BC strat, sorry. No attention going to A. Silvani making the climb, getting some information, power sliding back down. Not spotted. He could be more aggressive there. But I think he's decided that discretion is a better part of valor. Carolet taking a lovely, lovely held down spot in his pumpkin adorned IS-7. He's going to get, he's getting some key information in. We've seen the 50Bs masquerading its Anya Shy and Winchelade, mountain goating in the TD area. They've got options to go to C, to B, even to defend through the spawn flank. Killian and Carolet both taking a bit of fire. Last is unspotted. Vickers Valiant, ready to loose. Taking some fire, really awkward. As is less abs, and there's a double cap advantage now to endgame. They've got B and C, great map control, great awareness, going when the caps are only safe. Shoko and Orca 113s now looking for cross shots. And endgame are really squeezing several less abs and ready to loose on the approach to B from the north spawn. Carolet peeking a little bit too aggressively, Reckham capping A, and I don't understand what the Badger's doing. The Badger's not even hitting that shot, and that should have been an easy shot to make. Dropping the adrenaline. Carolet and Toby deciding that they have to push in. Could be bad here. Reckham are farming the IS-7s. They don't have... Endgame have timed this quite poorly. Shockwell Shy is now coming in, looking to get shots into the 50B. Lovely bounce on the 113. Lovely armor profile. And the Badger's down. I don't even think the Badger did that much. And the 50Bs are now insulated. They've got spotters, they've got targets. The IS-7s will have to try and hold on as best they can. Although Carolet's getting chased by Sevagot. Sevagot will get an easy kill here. If he can land that shot, he does. Gun advantage still to endgame. They took down, ready to loose, Walker. With cross shots, endgame just maneuvering Reckham, and if you look again, Reckham, with the exception of Silvani, are all kind of trapped in a pocket, and it's difficult. Walker is calling for help. Reckham are not out of the fight yet. They're super low on hit points, but if they can just take down Walker, may yet survive this. Killian will take a hit from Shoko Shy, and Walker will land the kill shot. That's a beautiful play. Fonpard low, Sevagot low, Silvani is the only one fully hit points in the Vickers, and he has got a lot of one shots to clear to do. Does he get the shot on Orca? No, he misses Fonpard down, and endgame with some just very intelligent map control, and Silvani not even getting the shot off. Oof. Endgame turning the screws, taking it up to match point already. Just really intelligent. Like, you can't fault that play by endgame. They were moving and controlling the map so well. It was fluid, absolutely fluid. And yeah, it's true. I mean, Zero on Blitz, like, the battles are pretty, like, Reckham are really making endgame work. They're really making endgame's hey lol team work for these wins. Which is not what endgame want, I would bet. Now we're going into Normandy. Reckham, Silvani staying in the Batchak, seeing a quintuple Yo. Sevagot going into a Mark 6 potentially. Endgame, and Yashai back in the VK90. And then it's a mixture of Yos, 113s, a Leopard 1, interesting to see. Now the reason why you take the Leopard 1 is for that speed and for the very, very good gun handling. It's a very soft platform, but with really good teammates and support. It can output a lot of damage quite reliably. 113 IS-7 Crown Wagon, Leopard WO VK90. It's a quintuple Yo Mouse Batchat. It's a solid lineup for Wreckham, but they're gonna suffer here. Or the Leo's been dropped for another Leopard, and another 50B. And I think what we're seeing here is a very mobile endgame coming up against Wreckham in quite a bad. And I think this is an issue because for Wreckham, that's they're a very talented team, but in this matchup, being sort of the underdog and certainly being the less mechanically skilled players and the less sort of proficient team, they're very proficient, but they're not as proficient as Endgame. Giving the mobility card to Endgame could be hideously problematic, because it's going to be very easy for Endgame to outmaneuver Wreckham, put them into crossfire and disadvantageous positions lines of fire. It's going to be very difficult for Wreckham to dig themselves out of those unfortunate positions, and it's Endgame. Red team North Spawn, potentially for the last time, versus Wreckham Blue team South Spawn. It is 2-0 to Endgame, match point in this best of 5 series. And it is a very robust, high burst damage, but not particularly mobile Wreckham force that's teeing up against a relatively squidgy, the double 50Bs, Endgame. But Endgame have the mobility and less abs, has got less hit points, and he is just getting found. And that is mechanical skill landing shot after shot. And Shoko Sky, the IS-7 113, pushing aggressively. Like, this is just excellent map reading. Wreckham don't have any tanks in position. They can push down onto Caroline and Shoko Sky, but then they'll be giving their sides to this entire clipping army that Endgame has. And now they've already got Wreckham in a pincer. Wreckham having to fall on Endgame with a hit point and gun disadvantage. And Wreckham are in the middle of Endgame. That the 113 IS-7 flank was beautiful, and Endgame now are just focusing targets. Heinz, Troll, well, Anya Shy, ready to loose, will take down Winch. Last is looking for Fonpod, won't need to get it. Yeah, this is Endgame, just 5 on 3. More than a 2-to-1 hit point, well, 2-to-1 hit point advantage for Endgame. They can carry this one through, and it was that decisive, well, some excellent fire initially on less abs, and then that really nice IS-7 113 push to just pincer Wreckham in the first minute, and then force Wreckham to push down in the middle of both prongs of Endgame's pincer, and Endgame kind of farming their opponents. And last man standing is the Batchat, and I think the Batchat might have been an issue for Wreckham, because although the rest of the lineup was pretty solid, the Batchat didn't really have anything. Like, it was just too disparate, too fast, too mobile, to kind of synergize well with the rest of the team, and didn't have anyone to support him on any shenanigans. And Endgame with a, well, ending on a fierce high. Very quick game. Wreckham fighting back hard, but categorically outclassed in that series, in that best of 5 series, and it's 3-0 to Endgame. And we see what Endgame can do when they manage to get a 7-man team to the table. So commiserations to Wreckham. They're going to go through and face someone in the playoff for the 3rd place. We can actually have a quick look at the chart and see what's happened. Vale and A1. This is interesting. A1, N1 going out here probably spells the end of their shot. Or, well, maybe not the end, but it means that pretty much anything other than a 1st place finish in PYS 4 for A1, N1 will not see them in the top 8. Vale's 2nd team also falling short. We had Fujit in the chat. WoT Blitz 07. Glad that you're able to catch one live finally. Yeah, Vale's second team not quite able to make it. Fujik was in the chat earlier, confirming that the second team, it was their turn to have some rostering issues. But this is one of the great things about teams like Vale, Reti, Imor, who were able to put together two very competent units, is that you have some redundancy there. If one team is caught short, I mean, it's a super demanding schedule. It's pretty logical. We've seen lots of teams actually get caught short with rostering issues. Endgame, third stage PYS 2, for example, came fourth just simply because they couldn't get their 7th man in, which is fair. The schedule's insane. It's crazy busy. Like, it is utter madness. But if you have two teams, redundancy, it's less likely that you're going to have, it's much less likely that both teams with rostering issues on the same day. So, second team's out. We've got Loka. They beat in the semi-finals the Troll team, No Monster, which is understandable. Jones, we'll expect to have beaten Dis, but that's still ongoing. We're expecting a Loka Dis final, a Loka Jones final, and a TT Dis playoff for third place in Group 2. Sparta similarly out, and in the same boat as A1N1, in that anything other than a first place finish in PYS 4 basically they need to finish first place in PYS 4 to have a chance of making the top 8, which seems unlikely. Same Repi are a little bit further down the table. I think Sparta, Repi, A1N1 are all now solid contenders for the middle echelon, for the kind of that subsequent stage, like the Challengers Cup next to the Blitz Cup, whatever Wargaming are calling it. This is a hella tough group of 4. Let's see, BPS beat Reti in the semi-finals pretty rapidly as well, 3-0. Raid are still playing APA. Now this is a key one, because both of these teams, well, Raid and APA, Raid's 7th, APA is a handful of cups behind in 8th, and this let me show you my lovely face. Hello, Netforce. This fixture, this fixture is, I want to say, key for both teams, because there's a lot of competition for the top 8, like sort of in the bottom 2-3 places. I would say, yeah, I would sort of say 6 places, 6, 7, 8 are still open right until the end of PYS 4. So these teams will be really wanting to win. This, especially as it's against one of their main contenders for that lower top 8 finish. In our group, of course, we've got Imor's absolute top team, just a disgusting array of win rates, and they're still playing Vale's top team. This is the group of death today. It's Imor's top team, Vale's top team, and Endgame's top team. And they're still playing Vale. I would expect that to be a tiebreaker, to be honest. We know that Endgame beat Wreckham, so Wreckham are going to have a really tough playoff for third place. Now, when is the playoff for third place? We don't see. We only see the grand final, which is in half an hour or thereabouts. So let's throw up a replay. Oh my goodness me. I'm actually spoilt for choice. I haven't seen a good FV183 replay, and Specky has sent one in. But we've seen a Specky replay recently. There's a replay from Miss Peku, the T62 Alpha. Let's just log that one in. Let's go. HSOP. And it's a Desert Sands, which is a nice map. Medium advantage for the greens. And it's a... Oh, you've got the 268. Oh, and Legion on side as well. Yeah, it was Legion, Little Masty. The 268 saying shut down the meds. Super correct call. You want to win this medium flank and then deal with the enemy that's left. But I think the enemy 262 Alpha is pretty smart. Yeah, I would say that the enemy is being pretty smart. Is that an AFK grill, or is that just a not very intelligent grill? No, it's not AFK. No, it's been spotted. Is the grill AFK? I might just continue farming the grill. Heiku though, coming straight into where the action is. It's all about playing for the win. Solid damage already. Nice, hits the drive wheel, the grill's down to the IS-7. Just firing every second on the reload almost. Apart from now, because I apparently jinxed a replay. Maneuvering, focusing that DPM. No. Nice, quick fingers. Miss Peiku just like firing and then retreating before the Mark 6 even gets a chance. Staying hull down. Nice, rocking back the chassis to get the gun depression, that extra couple of degrees just on the bounce. Really good driving here. Taking the hit, letting the 268 push. The 268 will lay out a big hit. Peiku going for the T62. Oh no! The platoon mate is down. R.I.P. the brothers in arms of Warden 57 gunning for the Legion player. I've got to say that's probably quite a good call. Bold trading, bold. Little Masty is saying F you team everyone. Oh, that's a nice fire roll. Was that a medium inflicting all that damage? But Legion's still hanging in there. Now, do you try and take the kill shot? I would. Nice. Smooth moves. Very smooth moves. 4.5k damage inflicted. I never pen those shots. Side of the IS-7 I always end up missing. Peiku drive wheels for days, enables the circle of death. We'll get it on the move. Shot from behind. 5,500 damage inflicted. It's a 2-on-1. That one is an FE-183. How much health? A lot of health. Misses the shot on the STB. And that is a seriously good mastery. Oh, and that's a good point. Fujit points out that Vale are currently... Oh, look at that. Just superb performance. And yeah, it's always Legion. It's always good to see Legion. But of course, HSOP are also Super Unicums. That's quite the team. When you get 3 Super Unicums on one team. And the enemy T57 had a pretty good game. That grill. Yeah. Not great. Not great. Oh, we have a replay from Fujit. Yes, we'll always take replays from Fujit. Not least of all because I send the man so many replays. I really do send him so many replays. And he's such a good sport about it. So we should return the favour. This is Fujit. Leading the charge. He's playing in a G2 SPG. Wait, am I going to load into... Can I load into the replay then? Is that a thing? Is that a thing? Can I load into replays late? Ooh, was Vale pipped? Their opponent. That could be pretty big if they have. They've beaten him all. Vale beat him all. That is critical, mission critical for Vale's chances of making the top 8. Imor, of course, is still sitting pretty healthily. If memory serves correctly, yeah, Imor is still, well, I mean, there's so few cups in it, actually, at the top 8. Really very few cups in it. Fujit going, leading, this is cojones of steel, because that is a KV2, and correct me if I'm wrong. That's a nice chunk of damage. There's a smasher there as well. I don't think the G2 likes those 2 tanks. I don't think it enjoys facing those 2 tanks. You can see Fujit is at the front. He's got, like, there are teammates around him. Looks like the Greens are winning the medium flank. He's really struggling though. This very difficult. There's no sort of gun depression, soft cover, hard cover that he can work with. He has to sort of peek a tremendous amount in order to get a shot off. And he's timing it between the KB2 and the Smasher peaks and shots. And he might try and pull out a shot. No. And it's been leveled up on the other field. On the medium flank. Ooh, no. Big HE roll. Well, actually small HE roll from the Smasher. But when 1/3 of your hit points go to like just a splash roll, that's nice. Pipping the Thunder. Now he's leading the charge, looking for the next target. The Smasher's not expecting him to be there. I'd have dropped adrenaline. Oh, he's got great minds, great minds, great minds. Fujit absolutely crushing it. It takes a certain kind of insanity to play that aggressively versus the Smasher and KB2. But if you time it between their shots, it can really pay off. Wait, where was he actually shot? Can I see? Yeah, the Smasher went in there. It's a 4-on-3. The enemy SU is a real... Was that an AFK? No, it's not an AFK. It's just someone being very peculiar. I might have dropped the speed boost. I would have dropped the speed boost. Oh my god! Fujit getting absolute bloodlust. But taking out that light tank, that key light tank, giving himself now this position. And he could have waited for his camo to reset before doing that. But that is not how you have GGs. You gotta take them risks to get them rewards. That's now a 4-on-1. The enemy SU is, I mean, it's still a strong tank, but carrying like now, not so good. Now, does he get the 5th kill? There it is. Lines it up. Takes the shot. And that's another interesting situation. It's like you're in a situation where you know he can one-shot you, you can one-shot him. Do you take the shot and let RNGesus and the aiming reticle figure it out whether you make it or not? Or do you wait until your aiming reticle dials down but risk the enemy shooting you first? The balancing of quick draw mechanics. Beautiful game. Beautiful game. He said it wasn't a mastery, but it could have easily been a mastery. It was well played. Only 1 bounce, 13 shots. No, I'm not used to seeing a G2 be that aggressive, especially against KV2 Smasher. And even the Thunder hits pretty hard. So, you know. So let's actually have a look at the results, the good old resultios. Because and I'm in the way again. What Egypt put me there? So these are the results so far. Yeah, more. So the quarterfinals, there's 6. Raid beat Reppy, Reckon beat Chinese Raiders, which we saw. Troll team beat A1A1, A1N1. Reti beat Sparta. A1N1, they had 2 teams that went out. Wait, what? Why am I seeing that? Why is that one duplicated? That's confusing. Now I don't trust this. Okay, let's just go up to the semi-finals. So BPS 3-0 Reti, Raid 3-1 APA, and Raid, they are already above APA. This is bad news. This is really bad news actually for really bad news for APA, because they're already sat quite controversially low on the old scoreboard, and potentially I don't know actually. Because there's no one really. The APA might have been saved by the bell, because Reckham, A1N1, Sparta, Reppy and Reti and the Troll team are all out in the quarterfinals. Oh no, the Troll team's got through but lost and was going to go to the playoff for 4th place. Phoenix didn't even make the 3rd stage. So I'm actually expecting, after today is said and done, for the top 8 to still be the same. I'm still expecting these 8 teams to be in the top 8, but the order might change ever so slightly. I'm not sure. There's a lot to process, but you can see the separation is minuscule. Like it's literally the place that you finish in the 3rd stage, and even how successful you are in stages 1 and 2, whether you're coming 1st or 2nd, can determine your fate with regards to making the Blitz Cup or not. It's lovely. I love it. I love it. I love the pressure. The teams probably hate it, but I love it. We love it. As the audience, we love it. Certainly I love it. You should love it too. You know. So anyway, let's go. We've got time for the finals. It's Jones, as predicted, Jones versus Loka, and Dis versus TT. I mean, Jones is 4th, Loka is 1st in the leaderboards, BPS 2nd, Raid is 7th, Endgame is 5th, Veil is 6th. So it's only APA and Immor from the top 8 that are in matches for 3rd place. The other 6 current top 8 teams are in the grand finals of PYS 3 3rd stage. Worth considering that actually. Right. What tank? I should probably play something that's a bit more sort of slow and methodical rather than the T49, which is sort of YOLO inducing. You know what we haven't played for a while on stream, and now I've got the nice new shiny camo. We haven't played this for a while, so that's what we're going to do. I'm just going to double check when the match starts, just so we're aware. It's 26, 39. Okay, so we've got 13 minutes, so we've probably got time for 2. Let's go. 0 on WoT Blitz. Yeah, I mean, so I think yeah, I did say initially at the beginning of the stream I thought Raid would win. just based on their performance record thus far in this tournament. APA have proven that they're capable of playing quite well. Hey, look, we only dropped in 10 seconds later, but we're not top tier. Crumbs. Dracula, you want to get out of there, mate? Well, I can't really push because I'm in a TD. Well, this is one of those really interesting games.
Enemy armor is damaged.
Massive ping spike for no reason. See, this is the issue here. We've got two big top tier heavies. Who are camping. Are they in a platoon? No, they're not. They could be though, couldn't they?
Welcome to the swarm.
Nice shot.
Is he AFK? He is AFK, the little shit.
Enemy destroyed. Nice shot. We got him.
Okay.
Vehicle destroyed.
Damn it. That is so infuriating. So infuriating. Oh, it's the same Progetto 46 platoon. They're low 50%. We're now bottom tier. Although we've got a
Let's get this show on the road.
we've got a Chimera platoon, which, depending on how good our platoon is, I mean, it's two very OP tier 8 premium platoons. But the Chimeras are at least better on paper. And in practice, I would say. Yeah, I'm getting focused and I'm not no support.
Immobilized. Trucks up. Let's go.
Just gonna die.
Now, this vehicle is cut.
So the Chimeras are not going for the enemy platoon. Even though they're right there. Oh my god. I should have stayed behind the rock though. That was my bad. That was my bad. Right. Let's try that again. Villain Clown, aloha, good to see you.
Let's go.
Been bottom tiered again. I think tier 7 is just not, during events, this is not the tier you want to have fun in. In general, actually, like tier 6 to 9 is just a complete trash fest during events. Because the amount of OP premium span and premium platoons is just too damn high.
Enemy armor is damaged. Ricochet. Enemy is hit. Nice shot. Pushed right through their armor. Enemy is hit. We just stinged them. We didn't even scratch them.
There's no way I'm going through the front of that thing.
Penetration. Enemy armor is damaged. Enemy armor is destroyed. We've hit them hard.
We are going to have the cap lead. We are going to have... Yeah. It's going to be good. It's going to be a manageable game. I don't even think I need to move, to be honest. Except maybe I can get a better angle here. I have the laziest game of my life. There's nothing wrong with it. Look. You go get him. You go get him, buddy. That wasn't too bad. And we're in. It's endgame versus fail. Not a moment too soon as well. Smasher. Let's see. Yeah. complete, like, their role there was to be where the enemy projectiles were. We needed to control that hill. And they were the only two tanks, the only two medium tanks on our team that could have done it. So, you know, sometimes you've got teammates that are effective, and sometimes you've got teammates that are not effective. But, speaking of teammates that are effective, none, or very few, certainly, very, 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 very few, would ever be as effective as the people on these teams. We've got Endgame versus Veil. Endgame currently placed 5th on the leaderboard. Veil placed 6th. Veil are about just under 300 cups behind Endgame. And if we have a look actually at the prize pool, the distribution of the rewards for the third stage. Third stage gets you 2,000 cups for first place. Whoever wins this will place above the other one. So Veil could leapfrog Endgame if they beat them here in this grand final. So just to highlight, to make sure that we're not understating, we're not underestimating the importance. It's not just as simple to qualify for the Blitz Cup, the top 8 of the autumn season 2021. It's not just a simple question of making it to the grand final or making it to the top 4 of the third stage. You've really got to consistently execute, and this is big. This is pretty big for both teams. I think both teams are going to be quite confident that they're going to make the top 8 after this. Anything can happen. All it would take would be for a team currently in the top 8 to not make the third stage in PYS 4, and they would probably get knocked out of the top 8 and would lose the opportunity to participate in the Blitz Cup. So it's really like this prove your skill is not only a test of skill, it's also a test of endurance and consistency. Lots of stuff on the line, not least of all Pride, best of 7 series in the grand final. Endgame versus Veil. We start off on Middleburg. We've already seen Endgame. I think it was Endgame. Or was it Wreckham? We've already seen a game this evening on Middleburg. Endgame with a pretty nice lineup. Triple BZ-113s, double crowns, Yo, Mark 6. Now, I've been slagging off the Kranwagen in the 8.3 meta, saying, oh no, I don't think it's very good. I'm not going to argue with Endgame. That would be stupid. They've clearly got a plan here. Veil, quadruple Yo, Vickers, IS4, and an E100. And my Helsing. Just getting thrown into the mix. And Endgame are going to have a hit point advantage. Veil bringing that Vickers. And I think the question here is, what does El Nopen do? Now that's the Kranwagens. That is one of the benefits of bringing the Kranwagen. It's the super duper, I can go up the hills very quickly, speed boost. And Endgame are committing an aggressive play up. Last AFK in the Yo spawned on the med flank. We're seeing a small hit point advantage, only 200 hit point advantage to Endgame. Veil quick capping A. El Nopen has said, you know what? I don't think going up there's a good idea. And that's probably because we haven't seen Endgame with a cap on B. But Anya Shai, sneaky Anya Shai is there for B resets. And Kirovets in the IS4 is thinking, oh no, I'm now having a side scrape off against Anya Shai in the VK. It's just not a good trading game. Anya Shai dropping adrenaline. C will get capped off by Endgame. Endgame will have the hill. Huge farming. Elysium losing 1200 HP, just crossing in the open like a fool of a tip. And he will smash damage Anya Shai dropping the aiming consumable. He really needs to stop B from getting capped and try not to die. Veil have sent 4 tanks up this flank. Endgame could make an aggressive play down the middle. Potentially we could see Toby And Shoko Shy pushing into the back of the 100. B is being capped. Vale have got 4 tanks here. Last AFK is in trouble. And Vale now, well, with a cap lead, soon to have a gun lead. Tasting Killer. And the T110E5 will pick it up as a double T. I didn't even see the double T110E5 from Vale. They have lost Alpha Rito in the Yo though. And endgame, well, who can trade better? We've got a 2-on-2 down there, and it looks like De Silva's going to come in, clear up Kirovets in the IS-4. Now Elysium is really in trouble versus a VK. Heffalump's down, and endgame just doing what endgame do, outplaying their man. Tasting Killer takes down Paralade. We're looking at a 3-on-3 up top and a 2-on-1, 2-on-none down below, and it's a 5-on-3 Vale getting the raw end of the sharp end of the stick here. Shoko looking for shot on Taste, and Pencil Case will shield. Can't shield against Shoko and Winch though. And the 113's high DPM, nice troll armor. They're going to look to shut down Pencil Case. El No Pen will be left to get away. Shoko will bounce. Pencil Case's emoji light saying, haha, you didn't pen me. Shoko saying, yeah, but watch this. Boom, will pen. And it's, yeah, this is well over. Shoko has a big 4-2-9 roll into L. No pen. Anya Shy, yet low, 263 HP, capping off A. It's now a triple cap, 3-to-1 scenario. L no pen. Really doesn't have many options. The Kranwagen, the Silver, with the speed boost, with the aiming consumable, will land the shot. Does he have it? No, he doesn't have another shot. And I think we're going to see a cap win, although, well, No Pen getting double tagged. And El No Pen going in for the noble ram, knowing the fate of the match is sealed. And well, Vale almost took Endgame off balance, but Endgame playing superbly. Those 113s doing a lot of damage. And I think a huge part of Vale's problems was Elysium bleeding so much HP, 1200 HP in the crossing. Like, Endgame anticipated a tank going there, and they were pre-aimed, and they lit him up like a Christmas tree that was exploding with tank shells, and it was nice, and it's good. It's just that preempting, that efficiency that Endgame have is brutal, absolutely brutal. But Vale proving that they can fight at Endgame's level. Endgame are the favourites on paper, but Vale are not making it easy for them. Would like to know how much Endgame is sweating in. If they're sweating at all. Maybe they're super chill. Who knows? We're going back into Middleburg. Swap spawns. Endgame playing from the north. Vale playing from the south. Endgame sticking with exactly the same lineup. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Vale chopping and changing just a tad, where Kirovets has stepped away from the IS-4 into an IS-7. Heffelup into a Kranwagen. Elysium out of the U100 into an M6 Yo. It's quadruple Yo, Vickers, IS-7 Kranwagen. And I think this is similar to what we actually saw. Endgame and Loka are running this like counter Yo meta. This 113 seems to be the natural enemy of the Yo. It's got good gun handling, good DPM, nice HE rolls. HE into the side of a Yo does a lot of damage. Ain't got much in the way of armor, and if you can land those shots, you are laughing, absolutely laughing. Endgame. Double Crown VK 9001P Vickers. Triple VZ113s. Vale Blue Team South Spawn. Quadruple Yo Vickers Crown IS-7. More, both teams with the Vickers. Last, having to make some pretty important spots, and doing so beautifully, lighting up 6. It's a perfect spotting run. Tasting Killer still unspotted. Tasting Killer, the only man from Vale, not getting a light bulb. Not that he feels left out. Maybe he feels special, but last AFK doing Very important light tank work. Spotted, bouncing a shot. Nice little angle there in the turret. Connects on Pencil Case. Pencil Case, well, it's a tiny amount of damage, but it's taken a bit of track off him. Cap lead A taking over in the favor of Endgame. It's Anya Shine in the VK90. Now, do Endgame leave him there, or do they push for B? Vale technically have a numerical advantage at the top, but we've seen what Vale can do. Carolade spotted. The VZ-113s, Winch, Shocky, Carolade, waiting. We've got the Crown Wagons, tough to dig out, nice hull down, burst DPM. They'll punish anyone that pushes. Are Vale pushing? Vale are pushing. Taste and Killer is leading the charge. He's decided he's not leading the charge. He's falling back. It's a hit point full rotation. Vale making the play. Anya has capped off B and is now a gun out, but Vale are bleeding hit points. Toby's the call. Toby's down to Elysium. And now Winch, Carolade, Shocko, Shine need to push. Alpha Rito is low. Anya's still out. Anya's climbing. Anya could be a late game change. El Nopen giving DPM to Anya. El Nopen getting a shot into last. Not wise. I think Vale needs to be working on their target priority, but they have taken down Carolade. It's a 2-gun advantage. Hit points neck and neck. Can Vale carry a 3-gun advantage over? It's an ammo rack on Winch. And Shocko Shy now getting bled. Vale with a beautiful push. They're extending the gun advantage. They have lost Alpha Rito though. Kirovets to take down Shocko Shy. Does Shocko angle up? Does Kirovets have it? 4-7-4. It's a good roll. He takes it down. Last AFK shooting at Elysium. Elysium on the drum reload. Last running. Kirovets and Elysium will push last. Last having to get out and dodge. Elysium with 1. Elysium with 2. The echoes. Last and Vale. Vale have capitalized on Endgame's use of the VK. They saw the gun out of the fight on AB and they pushed C. And they pushed it well. And I'd like to talk a minute, if you'll let me, about Taste and Killer pushing, taking the damage, and then stop pushing. And he's still on the field, he's still doing damage. And that was a hit point pool rotation in a push. And it was beautiful. Vale tying it up 1-for-1, coming out of Middleburg versus Endgame. And Endgame will be rocked to the core. What a game. What a game. Big damage advantages. I mean, relatively speaking, I mean, normally 4k damage finish isn't that much, but 4k damage finish against Endgame and still having 6 guns on the field against Endgame? Are you kidding me? We're tied up. We're going into Naval Frontier. Naval Frontier is the next map. I can't even. 0 on WoT Blitz. Yeah, it's true. I'm not entering late into the battle anymore. Why? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. But Naval Frontier. Let's just. Oh, that was a game. That was such a good game. Let's have more like that. Let's have more like that. Okay, we've had Naval Frontier already this evening. Endgame versus Vale tied up 1-for-1. It's a best of 7. First team to 4 victories will take the series. We're seeing a lot of focus on the B cap in the 8.3 meta. I hope we get into this game early because the ones we have seen on this, we've joined late and B's already been capped. Which is a huge event in the game that we've not been privy to because we've entered the game late. So I really hope we get to see B getting capped, but certainly the main sort of battle area that we're seeing in this meta is around here. We're not seeing, or at least we haven't seen so far, any play on the C area higher up. So fingers crossed we get to see well, we're going to see it. It's going to be amazing. We've got El Nopen in a T22, which is interesting. We haven't seen a lot of the T22 in this 8.3 meta. Double T125 again. It's Heffalump and Kirovets. It's a double Yo, 50B, Alpha Rito and a Mark 6. Nice, interesting team for Vale. Blue team, North Spawn. Game 3 tied up 1-for-1. Endgame, red team, South Spawn. Well, they're bringing a Vickers. They are bringing a Vickers. Don't you know? And it is Last is the man of the hour, always the light tank driver. And Yashai's back in the VK9001P. We've got Shock. Ooh, blind fire. Are you kidding me? Well, Shocky Shy getting some spotting positions here, but he didn't quite spot up, and now Last is having to bail out as Vale push in quite aggressively. And C is going winch for PYS 7 for endgame keeping, and endgame are playing higher. We've got a double Yo falling back. De Silva and Anya Shai are potentially in trouble. It's a cap lead for endgame. El Nopen and Alpha Rito. And this is actually endgame using a triple Yo. I think this is the most Yos we've seen endgame use so far. Hit points slightly in the favor of Vale. Map position, both teams dispersed. No real decisiveness here, but Elysium is potentially in trouble. Elysium does need help. Taste and Killer and Pencil Case will push Winch. Big bounce from Taste and Killer. Another bounce. Winch should be dead. Winch could be dead. Hit point advantage Vale. 250Bs. Well, all of these three clippers on a drum reload. Winch looking for another shot on Elysium. Will land it. There is support for Winch up high. But Toby, ooh, and Anya Shai pushing. Kirabets is active reactive armor. Elysium down to Winch. Taste and Killer will take down Winch. Vale with the hit point lead. Cap still in the favor of endgame, although endgame now pushing aggressively on the T110E5s. Alpha Rito not really in the fight. Pencil Case coming in to stop the B cap, looking for a shot on Toby. We've got Shocko and Last up against El Nopen and Taste and Killer up top. A is being contested, Heffalump down, and endgame 6 on 4. The hit points are pretty close though. The question is whether Pencil Case, lovely shielding, Anya Shai trying to shield Chobi, Carolade and Anya Shai not quite able to shield. The Pencil Case gone, surely gone. Anya Shai will land the kill shot. Alpha Rito takes out. That's key. That's key. That's key. Last in trouble. Alpha Rito's still got A. Caroline and Anya will cap on B. Last. It's a 3-on-3. Hit points in the favor of endgame. Endgame with the cap points with B and C. Last mobile. Last running. Taste and Killer trying to cross. Alpha Rito in trouble. Alpha Rito with a nice 4-2-5 roll, but he's going to have Last AFK. And Alpha Rito's in trouble. Vale have to hustle. Endgame. They know that A and the lone gunner here, they're going to pincer. Last. Carolade will pincer. Alpha Rito will get a shot in. He's got the adrenaline on. Last AFK coming up the back. Last AFK pulling the shot, and Carolade. Boom. Good 1-2 teamwork between Carolade and Last. They're going to get the cap on. And Anya Shai, just for good measure, finishing off Taste and Killer. El Nopen has got El No options. And aside from quick tapping Last and Carolade, I don't think there's much you can do here. We ain't dead yet though. Oh my goodness me. Oh my goodness me. Oh my goodness me. It's still gonna be a win for endgame. Despite a valiant fight from El Nopen. Endgame leveraging cat pressure for the win. That was, I mean, gun and hit point wise, much closer than I would have suspected. But endgame were just consistently dominating cap pressure throughout the course of that exchange. And there's two battles being played out in parallel. We're now seeing endgame re-establishing their lead, a tiny lead, a small lead, a lead of 2-1 over Vale. They take the first game on Naval Frontier. We're going to go back into Naval Frontier in just about a minute and 20 seconds. Endgame will come from the north, and Vale will come from the south. Interesting to note, actually, interesting to note, we did see Endgame play. That was me saying Endgame are not playing C. And actually, what we did see, what we said no one's really playing C, is Endgame played C, but they pulled their tanks back, and they played this quite passively. There was a critical issue here. Elysium in the 50p for Vale got shut down. He didn't need to die. There were some very, very important miss shots. There was an IS-7 here. I think it was Winch or Carolade, who survived when really, I mean, at this level, with the high ground on, I mean, the IS-7, its front armor has been buffed, but still, like, that was game-changing that IS-7 was able to stay there and bounce 2 or 3 shots. If it had died earlier, that 50p would have still been in play. Like, it would have been a very different game. Of course, each battle is full of moments like that where we say, oh, what if, or, you know, what, just one shot missed or one shot hit. But that was pivotal. I felt that was really pivotal. It gave Endgame the time they needed, the gun advantage they needed, the confidence they needed, especially to push those T110E5s of Vale, Heffalump, and his compadre on B. Now we're going back in Endgame. Red team North Sport up against B. Up against B. I'm so tired. I'm so tired of working like a 13-hour day. Up against Vale, the blue team, South Sport. Leave me alone. I'm tired. I don't have any coffee. I don't have any whiskey. It's a sad day. It's a very sad day to be born. Anyway, it's a great day to be Endgame as they lead Vale. They lead Vale 2-1. And they're sending their IS-7s, Carolade and Shoko, aggressively into the B cap. And Vale have sent some forces up towards C, and they're not stopping to take numbers or names. They're just saying, hello there. Lovely bounce from Carolade. Great pullback. Pulls a shot out of Elysium. El No Pen will get a shot off. Won't connect with Carolade. We're seeing Anya, though, bleeding quite a bit. Looks like Vale have got strong dominance over here, and Last having to pull back. But Vale are 4 guns out. Carolade is taking a lot of hit. Alpha Rito getting some nice cross shots in. He's going to keep the pressure on Toby. Vale establishing a good farming network. They've got a 3k HP lead. They're aware of that, and they can leverage the HP lead they have now. They're going to be great, but Elysium, that E100, that soft, squidgy German, super heavy, throwing away hit points. And Vale now pushing in a reversal of fortunes, pushing Anya. And Anya does have some support. Elysium still leading hit points. Taste and Killer will be looking for the kill shot. He's going to go in with heat, and that's a gun advantage to Vale. Still riding a 3k hit point lead. Alpha Rito in trouble. Alpha Rito getting tagged. Alpha Rito bleeding. He's on fire. Doesn't have a repair kit. Pencil Case, Heffalump and Elysium have to be quite careful. Endgame now penned into the top left corner of the mini-map. We're seeing all 6 Endgame tanks stacked under B. It is a cap and gun and hit point lead to Vale, but Vale are not trading any. They're starting to lose efficiency on the trading. Alpha Rito is getting shut down. He needs to just drop off the mini-map for a while. He needs to not take risks. He needs to not peek on that corner. He needs to let his teammates come in, start using their hit points, and that's what they're doing. Heffalump looking for the kill shot on Carolade, will find it. Now Shock's in trouble, and De Silva, Toby, Winch and Last have to move in. Vale, we're going to see everyone pulled into the middle here potentially. Hit points back, extending in the favour of Vale. De Silva in trouble. El No Pen, hull down, lovely. What was that? De Silva deleted. And Vale 7 on 4 with a 2-1 HP lead. They've just taken down Choco. And Vale squeezing, taking this back to a 2-2. Great hit point sharing rotations. There's lots of low hit point tanks on Vale, tracks some damage. And Vale doing some really good on Toby. Toby running out of options, really in a lot of trouble. Taste and Killer just coming off with a shine shot. Easy finish. And now it's a 7 on. Are we going to see a 7-0? That would be something. There goes Winch, and Last is thinking, not like this, not like this, not like this. It's going to be a 7-0. Is it going to be a 7-0? Is it going to be a 7-0? It is a 7-0. Oh, goodness me. and not a single tank on Vale's side with 1,000 hit points or more. When we talk about sharing the damage, that recent video about how to play in a platoon, don't watch that video. Watch this. Watch this game. Vale, intelligent play. Very, very good fight back. Excellent call to push aggressively on Anya Shy. They had a lot of information about where Endgame were. Endgame, they sent their IS-7s aggressively through. And that kind of spreading of the heavy part of their forces, especially across the B-cap area, kind of left Endgame a little bit fractured. And the VK91P, it's slow, it can't relocate. It was a good call of Vale to bite into that hit point pool while it had the chance. 3-4 on 1, burn it down very quickly. Elysium and Alfarito bled pretty badly. Think Vale have got a few areas to work on there. That being said, you know, those two tanks bleeding probably gave other Vale team members shots on target that they might not otherwise have had. It was good. It was good. Vale playing well. Vale playing really well. We have got a fight on our hands. Now Endgame is sweating. Endgame have got to be sweating now. We're going into our third map. It's Hellas. Vale, red team, will be starting in the north spawn. Vale will be blue team. And we're playing Endgame, will be red team south spawn. Vale will be blue team north spawn. Endgame, triple VZ113s, double Yo IS-7 Vickers. Vale, triple Yo, double IS-4 Crownwagon Chieftain Mark 6 is the Vickers for Endgame. Going to be key. I think that light tank view range is going to be a real problem for Vale. They don't have view range, they don't have mobility. Those 3 113s from Endgame, not only are they tough nuts to crack, they can also move surprisingly fast. Those 113s are going to be a real nightmare, and I'm concerned that Vale don't have the meta to deal with that. The IS-4 has had the turret traverse nerf, it's not as fast in a straight line, its armor profile is arguably not as good as the 113s. Big hit point advantage out of Vale. They're coming in with a 1,400 HP lead. That's not to be sniffed at, that's almost a medium tank's worth of extra hit points. For Vale. Endgame, red team, south spawn, pushing aggressively for C, and we're seeing Anya Shy. That camo looks pretty good on the Yo, actually. That's the first tank I've seen that camo on that I actually like the look of it. Endgame will not have the cap lead, will not have the field position, will still have the mobility. Vale, El Nopen getting spotted. Lovely connection into Anya Shy's. Beautiful shot. And bouncing one in return. Does he drop or does he hold? He holds. Is A getting capped? He drops. Kirovets. Slowly. Catchy monkey. Hopefully not losing too many HP. There's Toby. Ooh, even Kirovets up trading with Toby. Vale do have the hit point lead. They don't need A. They want A. My god, do they want A. Can they get A though? That is another question altogether. Last, moving his light tank view range around, trying to get information on the enemy team. Will pick it up. Kirovets is there. Kirovets doesn't spot a blast. That Vickers light tank camo. Kirovets. Is there a reset? Is there a reset on Kirovets? There he is. I think Vale need to let go of A. It's not happening. Hit points hugely in the favour of Vale. They've been slapping De Silva, Winch. De Silva and Winch just getting far up with the kill. Vale, I don't know what Vale are on tonight, but I want some. That looks like some good stuff. Vale, they got the drum reload in. Alpha Rito is about to have shots. Carolade and Vale have just seen the asymmetry of force disposition, and they've picked up their second kill. They've got another huge 3k cap lead. Last AFK deciding actually he doesn't want any of that action. De Silva low, Heffalump getting tagged, El No Pen to finish off De Silva. Alfarito trying to shield Heffalump. It's nothing there. Anya Shy down. El No Pen teeing up for Shoko Shy. Vale just pushing out, breaking back out through their spawn. Biting into the overextended endgame lines. And last, falling back onto Toby, it's a 2-1-6. You don't need me to tell you how this ends. It does not end. It does not end well. And last is thinking, oh no, not again. Which is an unusual thing for an endgame player to think in consecutive matches. But Vale now sitting on match point. This is Vale are, I mean, Vale was the less mobile team and they caught endgame out of position. There's some, I don't know if they're getting lucky or if they're making good decisions or if endgame are just maybe playing a little bit more riskily than they should, or if endgame are not putting in the same amount of effort. Whatever it is, Vale have found a good rhythm. They are now on match point. This is a best of 7. One more win for Vale will put them not only as the winners of this Group 3 in PYS 3, it will also give them enough cups to overtake endgame in the leaderboards. Not that that matters tremendously, but I mean, like, it's something you can tell your mum about, right? So, Vale, potentially for the last time this evening. If it ain't the last time this evening, the next time's going to be a damn tiebreaker. The hype is real. Come on, Vale. I believe. I also really like endgame, so I believe. That's lovely. Being in a situation where you think very highly of both teams participating. And there's so much talent here on display. We're going back into Hellas. Endgame will have the North spawn. Vale will have the South spawn. Vale, Tayson Killer and a Mouse. WIS7 quadruple yo. This doesn't look like a Vale. This is different. This is a different lineup to what we've seen from Vale recently. It's very sluggish. They did, I mean, to be fair, they didn't struggle with that in the last game. Endgame sticking with the triple 113. They're also bringing quadruple yo. Is the Mouse, is Tayson Killer, is he going to survive, or is he going to get burnt down faster than he'd like? The survivability of the Mouse for Vale in the city area will be very important. Really worth noting, there's no light tanks, there's no medium tanks on the field, there's no TDs. Autumn season 2021 8.3 update. It's all about that heavy tank. Endgame. Red team North spawn, Vale, blue team South spawn. Lots of VOs, lots of 113s, everything to play for. And we're seeing Winch going for B. And does he survive this? He picks up a bounce. He says, I'm out. And Vale trading poorly this time. Endgame, late on C, cap loot to Vale. Vale, the hit points neck and neck, but Vale bleeding. Vale losing hit points rapidly. Pencil Case, Heffalump, Elysium, El No Pen, Kirovets, all getting tagged. Endgame going back to the basics. Endgame looking like they're going to take this one to a tiebreaker. However, Vale have capped off A and B. Endgame are now going to have to be aggressive. Toby 180 pushing in aggressively. Perhaps too aggressively. Is he out of position? He is alone. Those 113s can move though. But the Yos are also no slouch. And I think Endgame are going to make a push for A. Winch coming back. That Troll 113 armor, that camo, that's beautiful. Camo envy. Winch going wide on B. Forced dispositions. Endgame wrapped wide across the medium flank with C. Caps 2-1 ticking over in the favour of Vale. Endgame are going to have to do something. Whatever they do, it's going to involve pushing quite aggressively into the city, and they could do it. Vale are currently split 4 and 3. IS7's Mouse and a Yo in the city. How quickly can Pencil Case, Alpharito and Heffalump get over there? I don't think they're going to be able to get over there quick enough. I think Endgame are stacking for an aggressive play. Carolade's there. Carolade will connect. Not trading super well. Tasting Killer is landing the second shot. Does land the third shot. Tasting Killer not getting in the bounces. Kiravet's getting hit by Winch. Endgame, look at the 113s. Look at Shoko into Silver moving last, coming in. Endgame are making the move. Endgame are coming in for the B flank. They're looking for Kiravets and Tasting Killer. The rest of Vale has to hustle. Tasting Killer in trouble. Tasting Killer flanked. He's got to Silver and Shoko to the left. Last AOK and Anya Shine to the front. We've got Carolade and Winch cross-camping B. Vale in trouble. Vale now on a hit point deficit, potentially looking at a gun deficit. Anya Shy barreling into Tasting Killer. I said the Mouse, I said him. If he could trade effectively, it would be key, but he's down. This is big for Endgame. Endgame in the ascendancy. They have lost Toby though. Cat points hugely in the favour. Endgame need to stop on A. That's what they're doing. They're sending Carolade into A. We're going to lose Kiravets in the middle. Winch. Oh, Kiravet's hanging on. Kiravet's taking down Elysium. 965. 925. Vale need a cap. They're losing A and B. They've held no pens down. It's a 4 on 5. Endgame. A beautifully executed push. Elysium, does he get Shoko Sky? Or does he go down? He does get Shoko, but Anya's there. Anya will pick up Elysium. Alpha Rito, Pencil Case, and Heffalump. Oh, there goes Pencil Case. A is still ticking over. Anya Shy needs to get the cap stop on A. Anya Shy does get the cap stop on A. Does Alpha Rito have a kill here? 1. No, it's not enough. 2. It's fire. Oh no, it's not enough. Anya Shy survives. How? And Endgame will win. And Anya Shy will lock it in. Oh, that was incredible. How? We were Alfarito, if he had just penned that last shot on Anya, Vale could have taken it. Not to put a win or a loss on one event, but match critical moment in the extreme. And Alfarito doesn't get the damage he's looking for. And Anya Shy is able then to stop cap on the last Vale, cap ticking over. Cap management from Endgame. The timing of the push was good. The brawling from both teams was good, but it was the cap management from Endgame that saved them. But that could have gone either way. That was close. That was close. We're in for a tiebreaker. What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. These are some... If you told me this was the Blitz Cup, if you told me this was like... If you told me this was like the semi-finals of the top 4, I would believe you. These teams are... They are giving everything. It is superb to watch. Endgame. Well, we're going into Winter Malinoff, get a new map in for the evening. Excellent stuff. Tiebreaker in a best of 7. Winner takes all 3 apiece. These teams are so well matched. It's great to see this level of balanced competition on the EU server. Endgame, where we're playing from the North Spawn. Vale playing from the South. We're seeing some pretty different approaches. We are seeing some pretty different approaches. Vale taking the only medium light tank again. Is that good or bad? Is it an asset to capitalize on, or is it a flagrant liability? Only time will tell. El No Pen man of mobility for Vale. No counterparts from Endgame. Endgame are running double VZ-113s. Crown Dragon IS-7WO and Anya Shy and the beloved BK-9001B Red Team Northspawn. And looks like, well, Anya Shy we can see is calling for the A corner on the minimap. El No Pen getting information, spots up the 113s, decides I do not want to be there anymore. And Vale will have solid cap lead. Heffalump catching an HE roll from Toby. Ooh, Heffalump not trading very well. C's on the cap. Endgame. I think Vale are going to have a tiny cap lead, but I get the feeling this game is not going to be about cap lead, or it's neck and neck. It's equidistant. Vale technically first, the blues above the red. Hit points 1,500 in the favour of Endgame. A bit of damage bled by Vale, and also the light tank. Heffalump's in a difficult position. Heffalump is in a really bad spot here. Heffalump does not want to be where Heffalump is right now, because Heffalump cannot pull back, lest he meet the guns of Anya Shy and De Silva. Alpha Rito getting tagged by those two coming in. I think Endgame have got this one. They don't have the position, they don't have the high ground, but they are playing very intelligently with the positions that they have. Winch and Shoko reversing, looking maybe to wrap round, go to the right, and go for Alpha Rito. Vale pulling back. We've got Taste and Killer really far back. Last is there though. Last is there in the crown. Does El No Pen spot Last? El No Pen does. Does Last hit him? No, he doesn't. El No Pen is just fast enough. Winch highlighting the spot where El No Pen is on the minimap. It's a solid. I mean, it's an almost 3k HP lead to Endgame. The problem is for Endgame that they have to push uphill into the Vale guns. DPM wise, both teams packing quite a bit of heat. Anya Shy sort of getting tagged. De Silva's moved up. B could be pivotal here. I think both teams are considering whether they can get B. I don't think B is on for either team. I really don't think that B I don't think B is on. I think both teams want to have a crack at it. De Silva and Elysium certainly mirror positions. Endgame though, well, Carolade doing really important work, keeping Heffalump spotted. Endgame, the 113 super healthy, 200 like literally untouched, and also unspotted for quite a significant period of time. And Vale, this is why you leave your tanks unspotted, because Vale are about to be in a lot of trouble. Because Alpha Rito, Pencil Case, and Kirovets are going to try and get the drop on Carolade, and Shock and Winch are there to get the drop on him. Toby is there. Oh, Netforce has confirmed Loka Jones is a 3 for 3. Oh no, Alpha Rito, Pencil Case, and Kirovets deciding that they're not going to make a play there. Some wise stuff. Someone's going to have to make a move. And De Silva is the man making that move. He has decided, you know what? B is on. This is big. If Endgame can get B. Ooh, Anya Shy's down. B's getting El No Pen, Taste and Killer hitting up De Silva. I still think De Silva can get B. I don't know. Although as Elysium is there, Elysium gets the reset. Endgame now making the play. Winch pushing in to Alpha Rito. Winch looking for Carolade. Oh, it's all happening. It's all happening. El No Pen going for last AFK. Taste and Killer hitting De Silva. It's currently a cap lead to Vale. Vale have to be looking for Winch. Fluster shot on Alpha Rito. Heffalump's in trouble. De Silva's down. Oh, Winch is down. Vale! Vale! They managed it. They did it. I want to shout, but I can't. The baby's asleep. Vale did it! Vale with comprehensive defensive D, biding their time. letting Endgame do the hard work. Endgame took the initiative and they got punished for it. And Anya shy, well, that was critical, absolutely critical. Losing that gun forced Endgame's hand. They then had to go in and try and retake the cap lead by taking out a Veil gun. And it went south from there. Really nice cap control from Veil on B. And it is Veil leapfrogging over Endgame, beating Endgame 4-3. You can colour me surprised. I never have called such an exceptional series of games. Wonderfully close. What a brilliant final, and it's only the qualifiers. We're not even in the top 8. It's the qualifiers. That's magical. Absolutely magical. Oh my goodness me. Oh wow. Huge. Congratulations to Veil beating Endgame. And if we have a look, I believe Immor have beaten Reckham 4-0. That's solid. Veil beat Endgame 4-3. Upper beat Reti 4-1. Raid beating BPS 4-1. I love APA, it's a good team name. And then we've got Triple T, beating Dis 4-1, and then Loka versus Jones is a 4-3. Loka edging out Jones ever so slightly. Now I think the clan leaderboard won't have updated just yet, so we can jump in and try and play a game. And I may, in honour of the 113, let's try and play a really bad game in a 113. Who are we up against? 7 CD. Oh, bugger. They're good. I think. If memory serves correctly, this is going to be a really bad game for me. It's okay. We're on PC controls. We just make a theme of playing poorly. Yeah. Oh, he's in the Ruthless as well. No team, don't die. Oh, we've been spotted already. Wonderful. E50M is where I want to be. Good. There's just 2 VTs and a 268. I can push that. Shouldn't have used my adrenaline. Now I'm in a bad position. Gonna get hit by the 268 and all the VTs and everyone. That was terrible. That was legitimately terrible. I should have gone further right. Okay, PN1 are good.
Let's go.
Oh dear. Yeah, so we're going to have a very interesting... I mean, Loca will still be top of the table. But it's really... We're going to have a big shuffle, I think, actually, in the top 8. A really big shuffle. About to lose our mouse as well.
Enemy armor is damaged. We've hit them hard.
I knew he was looking for me.
We got 'em. We nailed 'em bad. The engine is cutting out. They're hit. Enemy vehicle knocked out.
God, I can't even drive around a rock.
Nice shot. Penetration.
That was... I know 7CD are really good, but that was a bad game. Oh, it's not even like super good 7CD. It's just me playing terribly. Right. Let's try that again. Once more, with feeling. I recognize nobody. I also get the feeling I'm coming in late. Oh, it's a fail too. That's good. Feck. What's happening here? ping of 192.
这一方被弹开了。 敌方战车毫发无损。
Oh yeah, they nerfed the turret traverse. Feck. Are the TDs a platoon? No, they're not. Is the TD there? Yes, it is. Can I play hull down? I don't know. Let's find out. The roll for days. Oh. I am well and truly stuck. Oh, frick my life. I hate PC controls so much. Never have I missed so many shots. Never. Right, let's see. Yes, they're updated. You don't have to watch me play like a complete potato anymore. You do have to see me obscuring the scores, though. Ha! How's that for a fun turn of events? Let's go. Let's put me in the middle, and let's zoom in. Boom. This is your current top 8 on the EU server. Top of the table with 32,538 cups is Loka. Then hot on their heels, BPS. Then Jones, then Immor, then Vale. Endgame dropping down to 6. Raid holding in 7th. and APA holding in 8th. So we're seeing, I mean, it's there's not many cups in it. It's very, very condensed. But the bottom of the top 8 is currently 30,000. If we have a look at the chasers, I mean, A1, N1, Reckham, Sparta, Reti. I mean, in theory, any of these teams having a very good PYS 4, and any of the teams currently in the top 8 having a bad PYS 4, anyone within the top 16 can still potentially qualify for the Blitz Cup. It's extremely unlikely. What is more likely, but still also improbable, is one of these 4 teams. I would say these 4 are probably the ones that might do it. Probably even more A1, M1, Reckham, or Sparta. Unseating a team like Raid or APA. You know, just takes one of these teams to have a really good run in a PYS 4, and one of those teams to have a bad run in a PYS 4, and we could see some more movement. So it's not settled yet, but it's looking really... It's looking really, really, really possible. We've got Hermes. Hello, Hermes from CIS. Welcome to our humble EU tournament stream. It's not as mad. It's not as busy as the CIS server. You think you know? I mean, 27. Then if we have a look at the lower echelon, I mean 26, and then it goes down to like it goes down. We got quite a deep roster. We're down to like 54, right? If we have a look at this one, yeah, we take all the cookies. No, I don't want to go to a different region. If we have a look on the CIS server, they've also got someone doing like, they got teams doing mad things, right? You think it's close on the EU server? Like 32.5, right? 30.1. Like it's so close. V are in 27th. I can't even begin to explain. I mean, this team list just goes on and on and on and on and on in CIS. But on the CIS server region, like they have about 7. I think it was. If we look at the. Yeah, they've got 7 groups in the they've got 7 groups in the 3rd stage. So you absolutely have to come, like, you have to come 1st and 2nd in like pretty much every PYS. Ideally, you're coming 1st in every PYS. Like it's pretty mad. So the CIS server is hella busy. Unlike, of course, our humble EU server, which is just it's a lot less busy. It's still, but this is something I like. Is it's the most, this is the most competitive that the World of Tanks Blitz tournament scene has been for a while, and I think this format is making top teams play more in the qualifiers. It's not like you can breeze through it. The way that the format is structured, and the groupings and the seeding, and even the number of teams that are, like, we're having more and more teams. I've said this like every year previously. Each year, each new year, we have more teams, more players playing tournaments at a higher or the highest level. You know, we've seen like Loker and Jones, Tiebreaker, Imor, Vale, Endgame, BPS, Raid, APA. We've now got in the EU server a top 8 field at the moment where, okay, some teams are better than others, but everyone is capable, more than capable, of beating any other team on this. And what we've had in the past, at least on the EU server, is we've had, and it was also pretty true on the North American server as well, we've had teams that got into the top 8 and then were like, okay, great, now I'm going to lose. I have to sit like through a double round robin and I'm pretty much guaranteed to lose most, if not all, of my fixtures. And we don't have that anymore. That means that the EU tournament scene, at the very least, has grown significantly, and that's a good thing. So I've had a cracking PYS 3 stream. I had a huge thank you to Endgame and Vale for just a truly exceptional series of games. I have not been that into. I mean, we've had like the whole PYS series that I've commentated so far has been brilliant, but tonight was the best. I'm so glad after my 13-hour working day I came here and we did this stream together. It's been like the cracking use of my time. So I am going to be streaming PYS again on EU. I'm going to do PYS 4 third stage, so that's going to be Sunday evening, I think, if memory serves correctly. I'm also going to be streaming Asia server Saturday and Sunday, which I think is the second and third stage. So we've got 3 more PYS streams to come. I don't know what's happening with the top 8 streams. My availability will be limited. I might be able to do Asia on the weekends, maybe, and EU on some odd evenings. So we'll see. But yeah, there's loads of we got some pretty good tournament coverage to come. If Wargaming will have us in the top 8, that is. Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed the stream. I have. I will see you all on the next one. Until then, take care and bye for now. Peace.